Hello there, everybody, and welcome to Roll with Advantage. My name is Joe, and welcome to session number 69, nice, of the Explorers of Efera. If you look at the title of this session, because I'm 12, it's called Hope and Grief, the Explorers of Efera, number 69, parenthesis, nice, close parenthesis. So I'm sorry.
Man. Do you want like some punny titles? Because I could just do that all day.
Oh man, heck yeah. All right, let's go ahead and roll the intro and get into it. And we're back. All right, so with that, let's go ahead and dive into today's session. As is tradition here on Roll with Advantage, I don't do summary. I know what to write summary, so I have my players do the summary for me because they're the best and I really, really appreciate them. So this week on summary, Ryan, you're handling the summary, so whenever you're ready, my main village man, take it away.
All right. The battle with the Death Knight begins, with him stating that Korvok's magic bound him to servitude. He had forsaken all of his paths and oaths, but the one Korvok had forced him on him in death. The wardens fought the Death Knight and his ghouls until Varnas struck the being with a remove curse spell. His divine magic was strong enough to shatter Korvok's hold over the man and allowed him to be free and find peace wherever his spirit went. After finally receiving some rest, the group decided to allow the tribe to lay claim to the 3 dragon eggs that were now abandoned, despite Torn being a little upset about it. With that taken care of, they made their way in the direction of the Phoenix. Alec and Oyvind bonded over writing and their combined lack of penmanship. Alec wants to continue practicing and becoming a better writer before Morgonix's return. Torn approached Varnas and inquired about his relationship with Astitia, wondering if it was a form of magic that could be taught. Varnas explained how he might not succeed, but he would try to help Torn. At Torn's request, Varnas attempted a remove curse, and the two shared a flashback of a memory of Torn in a former battle. Varnas said that they would discuss it later that night after bringing Morgonix back. Upon reaching the Phoenix, the group decided to use sincerity and diplomacy to see if the Phoenix would willingly aid them. Upon hearing their heartfelt request and learning of the slain dragon and the freed Death Knight, the Phoenix offered up its ashes willingly. With everything they now needed, the group returned to the tribe, eager to perform the ritual.
All right. I would just like to say that you left out the most important part of last session, which was whoop.
Is it about whoop? Yeah, I had a feeling I'd get some flack for
that. But yes, so of course, with that, our party members do travel back through the cavernous halls of the mountains near the Casa tribes, back to those stony corridors where they had originally been in the first place when they had arrived. All of you gathering your supplies, having spent the last few nights out in this dark and partially corrupted town, or in these partially corrupted mountains, you now make your way back to the halls of the Casa tribes. Now, as you make your way in, you can see that there is a fair bit of commotion. There are more people in these halls than when you had left. You can see there are maybe 50 or 60 people running up and down the halls in different directions. Energy and life in this area. Until eventually... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Like, do they seem like, are they freaking out? Are they stressed out? Or like, is it good energy? Like, what's the vibe check here?
It is anxious energy, but it's positive. It seems like they're about to do something. There's something happening and they're excited, but they're nervous. And you can see people, they're giving to the group of you a fair bit of reverence. They sort of nod in your general direction whenever they pass you, maybe averting their gaze a little bit, until eventually Chief Shanai of Ruby Hollow does sort of cut you off as you're walking back towards where she originally was. And she says, good. You have made it back. You have the supplies then, yes?
We do.
I'm gonna lug the big-ass dragon heart specimen out of the bag of holding.
And we can perform the ritual as soon as possible, right?
Correct. In fact, it is being prepared right now. The ritual chamber. Many heard of what you had done. We could all feel the death. The release of the dark energy of the Death Knight. We heard of the dragon's death. And the eggs have been recovered. And needless to say, as soon as word spread of what you had done for this mountain, for my people, they are very thankful to have you here. And they are excited to, well, they're going to try and do what they can to help during the ceremony. They will pray to Kossuth, to Arcadia, to Eluin, and to Esticia to try and strengthen the words you wish to send to Morganix. This is the least we can do for you. You, looking to you, Oyvind, if you come with me, I will show you the proper incantations for how to use the heart and the ashes. It is not hard. You seem magically inclined. You should have no problem with it.
Thank you. I will handle them with great care and diligence.
Good.
I will follow you.
The rest of you, please, if you wait here, Asa will take you to the ritual chamber, and I will bring Oyvind back with you in a moment. Once again, thank you. And
Alec will put her fist to her chest and nod as she walks away.
Yeah. Chief Shanai will do the same. And she'll lead Oyvind off and away. And Oyvind, you're only gone for maybe 5 or 10 minutes as she just explains what motions need to be done with the heart and with the ashes in order to create the physical form and sort of create that magnetism for the soul back to this area. So that is that. So as Oyvind and Shanai are handling that, the rest of you sort of look back to the way that you came, and you can see Asa coming from behind as she is approaching and sort of waves you down and doesn't say anything, but just gestures her hand for you to follow her.
Alec will follow
Mm-hmm.
quickly.
Yeah. So as you follow, you had done a different set of corridors and alleys than what you had been before. And eventually you begin to head down a circular spiral staircase that just continues to go down and down and down and down and down. Until eventually you can feel the temperature change. You can feel it grow colder, and you can feel the air grow thick with moisture as a low fog begins to roll around the staircase. Till eventually you get out into this open corridor, this open room, circular in shape, and you can see these 3 massive pillars up against the back wall. You can see, Alec, you recognize them. These are native runes. Runes of home, of death, of life, of the cyclical nature of it all, of rebirth, of love, of grief, of Esticia, of Eluin, of Arcadia, and of Kossuth. You can see all of these runes sort of glowing and emanating with magical energy. And you can see a pool, a large pedestal in the center with a thin sheet of water resting atop it. And you can see steam rising from that area and then descending down to cover the entire stone floor around you in this ethereal, wispy smoke, as it looks something very similar to this. So, with that, you make your way in, and you can see that all of you are here alone. This is a private moment for all of you, and Asa does begin to say, "While we wish to help in whatever way we can, we wish to respect your relationship and your closeness with your friend. Should you need anything, we are just up the stairs. Shanai will be present to make sure that the ritual goes according to plan. But other than that, know that the rest of the Kosa tribes will be praying for you to help bring her back."
Thank you. Thank you for doing this for us.
Flint will stay with Asa, but sort of nod encouragement to the others.
Yeah, and Alec would nod back, just very respectfully.
Okay. Alrighty. So with that, Flint, you follow Asa out, and just as you are exiting, you can see that Oyvind and Shanai are making their way down. And Oyvind, just for you, you know the ritual and what you need to do, so that most of what needed to be told was prep. So in terms of how Oyvind is going to cast the spell and how the effect takes place, that's entirely up to you. Just the preparatory phase is really what needed the clarification. So with that, all of you make your way in. Shanai comes down as well. And with that, she gestures towards the water and says, "Whenever you are ready, you may begin. Just know that with the spell and with the magic, there will only be 3 of you who can make offerings or pleas to the soul. That is up to you to decide who will do it. I wish you luck. And if you need anything, I will be right here." With that, she'll nod and she'll hang out at the back of the room and leave it up to all of you for what you'd like to do.
You all like a moment before I began.
I'm ready.
As am I.
Alec will look to Zamir.
I mean, shit. Sure. Let's do it.
She'll smile over at him and then nod back to Oyvind.
Alec?
Yes, Torin?
I think, you can use her more than I can right now. He's going to, let Minerva go over to Alec.
Yeah, Alec will. As Minerva kind of climbs onto I assume Alec's shoulders, Alec is gonna kind of give Torin a hug. A very. I feel like Torin's the only one who does not think Alec's hugs are too tight. He can take it.
He's just gonna whisper, "Got this. She's coming back."
Thank you. She is. And Alec will pull away with Minerva just kind of chilling on her shoulders.
Torin is going to step back towards the back wall away from everything.
Very well. While all of you were having your moments, Oyvind would have pulled out candles about 3 to 4 inches in width and about 12 inches in height of different colors of each one of the gods corresponding with the runes. And he would begin placing them in different spots. He would hand one to Zamir, he would hand one to Alec, and he would hand one to Varnast. There would be no symbols, no runic sigils on them. He would then go around and light those candles. And while doing that, taking out a metal object that had open holes to it that was full of incense and burning that. Taking a bit of the ash of the phoenix, putting it into there in order to burn that ash and purify and in preparation for the room.
Okay.
He
Amazing.
would throw his cloak over his face, cover his face in different runic symbols, using the leftover ash in the bottom of the container of the incense. He would begin slowly humming to himself as he took the first part, the dragon's heart, taking out a curved edged blade. He would begin carving in the symbol of the Raven Queen just above the pool, allowing the blood to drip into it. As he's making his incantations and putting his actual magic into this heart, as it's releasing, the blood would begin to spiral down and translute into different colors of reds and orange and yellow, as though it was fire coming out of it and burning. But as soon as it touched the pool, it went black as ichor and filled the bottom. The symbol of the Raven Queen would begin to glow in that, and in the moment that it did, Oyvind would stab the heart into the basin of the actual pool itself, as though it was going to move and escape, to hold it where it was. The ashes that are left, he spills around the pool itself, and then taking some, spills it onto each Zamir, Alec, and Varnast, in and around them, while just doing a chant. When that's completed, he takes a paper written with several runic symbols to the Raven Queen, uses another dagger to open up a wound in his hand, imprints onto the paper, burns it slowly over the fire, over the pool itself, and then drops it in. He then moves to the center, in front of the pool, continues his chanting, and closes his eyes, looking down. Palms open, shoulders wide.
Okay. Alrighty. And with that, all of you can see the magic begin to reverberate and coalesce all together as all of these components, the candles begin to burn brighter, and the magic begins to swirl, the fog wrapping itself as this small, confined tornado, almost these wisps of magic and air coalescing together in the table. And you can see very abstractly what looks to be the form of a human body begin to coalesce. But you can tell that there's a hang-up, there's something wrong. And all of you feel in this moment, in whichever order you choose, in order to complete the ritual, you must present your offerings, present your pleas, and hope that you succeed. So, who is the first to step forward?
DM, before someone steps forward, can I do something?
Yeah, sure. What would you like to do?
Torrin's gonna grab his holy symbol and just look at the party from the back, and he's gonna cast Bless on all three of them.
That is very nice of you. Yeah. Okay. So all three of you can feel this divine warmth just begin to descend down upon you as you feel as though whatever may happen, you know that your two new friends, Oyvind and Torin, are doing everything they can to help you. So, with that, all of you blessed, the ritual underway. Nah, this blessed is going to last as long as it needs to. Now's not the time to be a rules lawyer, LS. So,
What are you gonna do? Kill me twice?
I'm going to breathe, and I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that. So, with that, blessed by Torin, who has enough spell slots to cast it as many times as he needs to. Which one of you is stepping forward first?
Barnast will.
Barnest, as you step forward, the flame and the candle in your hand begins to glow a little bit brighter.
He's just standing there for like a solid minute, kind of looking down. And finally, he'll reach back on his weapon belt, and he'll pull out, scabbard and all, the pillage that his father left to him when he passed, his first weapon. And he will set it in front of him on the altar. When my father died, it changed me. I wanted to honor his name and legacy, and harm those that took a good soul from this world. The work I did was good, but I don't think it honored the man that I had lost. My father was a giver. He put others before himself frequently, till the end. I think you Morgonics would have gotten along with him very well. But I've held on to this sword, feeling like having it meant that he'd always be with me, that some part of him would always be watching over me. And yet, as I've gotten older, I now realize that it was never needed. My father was always with me, watching and supporting me from wherever he is. So here, I offer this sword as tribute. I think I've learned everything I can from the lessons my father tried to teach me. But I don't think I'm quite done learning from you. So please, come back. Let us fight together again. Let you be freed from this darkness. May you come back to the light. We're waiting for you.
Okay.
He will step back.
Right. Barnest, as you place the sword onto the pedestal, onto the table, and you finish your words, I would like you to make a... Talking about your father, talking about the shared history that you had with him, and the shared history you have with Morgonics, and the history you still want to have with her, I'd like you to make a history check for me. Okay.
Plus a D4? Or no?
No, that's just 2 attacks and saving throws.
Okay.
Yep. Metaphorical.
Fair enough.
So, you can see the sword begin to glow as the flame on your candle also begins to glow brighter and brighter and brighter. As Varnast, you feel a connection be made. All of you can see those magic, the light, the fog, everything begins to coalesce more and more and more until now it wasn't just some vaguely human form. You can tell that this is the thin blue outline of a form that belongs to Morgonix. As you can see, one success and the ritual has been had. With that, as Varnas steps back, flame and candle glowing bright. Who steps forward next?
Alec would step forward next. Um, and as she does step closer, you can see that all over her hands and kind of up her arms, she has just like smudged charcoal everywhere. Like her hands are black. And she walks up to the altar with this piece of parchment in her hand. And she just, holding up the piece of paper, she does speak first. Morgonix, you know, I've never placed much value in material things. It's not the way of my people, and I quickly realized that I don't actually own much. But I wanted to create something material, something to show that I can do that. I can create a material of invaluable meaning. I know that some of this is going to be spelled wrong, or maybe it won't make sense. You started to talk about grammar, but what matters is that you taught me this through your kindness. And that is something that I will always treasure. And so she holds up this piece of parchment, and it is very crude, but it's very patient. Some of the words are misspelled, but you can see that there's a lot of effort that went into it. She started over many, many times. And she reads it. Dear Morgonix, you are more than just a friend. From the day we first met, you showed nothing but kindness. But not out of pity or spite, or thinking me simple, but out of pure respect and friendship. You helped me understand that my rage can be used for more than just hurting people. It can be used to focus, to lead. You always have made me feel like I can be a chief. You have always been here for me. And I will always be here for you. We went to the abyss for you, and I would do it again and again and 100 more times. My people place value in the bonds we form. We may not share blood, but you are my family. You are the stone of our family. You keep us as one, united and strong. And today I shed my blood for you. The blood of the Silverfoot people and the blood of Alec Silverfoot. Because I love you. You are family. And she is gonna place that piece of parchment down. She's gonna take a small knife and she's just going to deeply cut the palm of her hand. And as if she's signing it, she never got around to signing her name. She's just gonna stamp her hand onto the paper and just let the blood kind of soak into the parchment.
Alec, as you recite the words that you wrote, you know that words were never your strong suit, speaking them or writing them. But you always know that was something that Morgonix was so good at, both of those things. And in this moment, you feel inspired by her in the hopes to bring her back, trying to use your own intelligence. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to make an intelligence check with advantage.
Whew, okay.
With advantage.
It's a 16.
Okay. Alec, as you step forward and set your parchment down on the table, you can see that light blue glow begin to cover it and rapture it. Same as Varna's sword. As you finish your words and stamp your hand, you can see the flame, the candle in your hand, grow and burn brighter as you feel a connection to Morgonix be made. As Alec, you step back, leaving the last person in line, Zamir, all of you can see the form begin to solidify. Still ethereal and blue, but right around the edges of the cheeks, or the nose, or the eyes, you think you might begin to see some pigmentation, some color, some life. But there's still one more thing left to do. So, Zamir, that brings us to you.
Zamir will kind of walk up to the form and say, well, still plenty of time to fuck this up, eh? So just to be clear, we're currently holding these like kind of half-burned parchments and like candles, right?
Yes.
So Zamir being Zamir will say, hold on a second, and put the burning candle in his mouth and say, oh, just reach. And kind of like dip for his pockets. And pull out a bottle of wine and say, now, I know you weren't ever much of a drinker, but like I told the rest as I got back, it's it's going to be easy to get you back, and well, what better chance for a drink, right? And he'll take a big swig, and turn to the rest and say, like mouthful of wine, this is going to be disgusting, and I apologize. And he'll like spray it and go over the form and say, there you are. And there's plenty more where that came from, although preferably from the bottle once you're back. But just so you find your way back, because, you know, if there's one place this will never lead, it's chances are it'll point towards me before a pub. And he'll pull out the alcohol pointing compass
Oh.
and say, wherever it points, I'm sure it'll always point back to me as, well, granted, it might not be the most shining light, but it'll definitely be the most fabulous light. You never really judged any of us for who or what we were. You never treated me as some pompous ass. I am, but you never treated us as such. And whenever I thought to be selfish or give up or perhaps slip away in the night. You reminded us that we were better than that, and we can accomplish good. So, do me a favor, and he'll take a swig of wine and kind of like pour some on his clothes and say, "Find your way back." And these are nice fucking clothes.
Okay. So Zamir, with that, as you set the compass down, drench yourself in wine, you can see the tip of the compass move around and point directly at you. And with that, I'd like you to make a persuasion check.
21.
21. Okay. Cyrus, Zamir, as you step back, the candle in your hand, the flame burns brighter, grows larger, as you also feel a connection be made. And all three of you share a small look with each other as you then begin to look back down on the form coalescing in front of you, as all of you know that you did everything you could to bring her back. You stand your ground and you wait. And with that, I roll. Yeah, I'll take a photo of it after I do it, but I'm not trusting online dice to do this. So I'll even take a video. That way I can post it. I can't
I'm
call it.
unmuting myself in case I burst into nervous laughter. Share the mania.
Oh, God. Okay. All right. Sorry, I'm just doing the math.
What do you have to beat?
So it's 15 minus 9, so 4. 6.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, well, actually, I'm gonna knock on this wood. That's
6.
insane.
Yeah, sorry, 6. Oh, God.
Don't
Oh.
say that.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm knocking on wood.
Okay, video. Oh, God, I don't want to use that dice. Ah! Okay. All right. Here we go.
Natural one. Okay.
With that, Morgonix, you currently live in a moment of stasis. The last thing you remember was throwing your arm up into the air, throwing Minerva up and away so she didn't get hit with what you did. And then nothing. Maybe a twinge of pain, a singe of fire, something like that. But then there was nothingness for what felt like an eternity. And in the blink of an eye, that eternity passed. And as you opened your eyes again, you were somewhere like you've never seen before. Roiling fields of brimstone and fire, ash, and a small, small, small ray of sunlight descending down into this barren wasteland. As you stand there, you look around. You see no one. You wander, looking and looking and looking and looking. Till eventually, you do see someone. Just one person, walking the fields of ash and brimstone. wearing a long, dark black robe trimmed with a deep violet purple. You can see golden hair and golden skin. As the head turns around to look towards you, you know this person, Emeriel. But different. Much closer to the first time you ever met him. An Emeriel that you definitely did not like. And this Emeriel looks to you and smiles and says, Morganix, is that you?
I know you, and yet I feel as if this might be our first time really meeting.
Well, you're right about that. It is our first time. At least, in your existence it is. Tell me, what brought you here? I'm curious.
Where is here?
Ah, that is a good question. More so when is here. You see, in every reality so far, as far as I know, this is what the end looks like. This is what I've worked so hard for. Here it is. Do you like it? It's a little drab, I know, but it's quiet.
A bit humid for my tastes.
That's well. Always been a fan of heat. I don't like the cold, but you didn't answer my question. How did you get here?
I think I died.
Oh. And you can see genuine interest come across his face. You died.
That is the only answer that makes sense to me right now.
It's a pity. Out of the little group, I did always like your energy, how you came at everything with such a pure outlook. So kind and so nice. It's a shame, really. Oh. But you know.
Who are you? Really?
Well, I'm Solvis Emeriel. I am your greatest ally, your greatest defender. I will advocate for you to the people's courts of the world, to the great kings and queens.
No. Really?
And you can see his face twist with a sickening smile. Let's see. He looks like Emeriel. He sounds like Emeriel. He knows what Emeriel knows. Who else could he be? It's a good question. Do I know who I am? I don't know yet. It's also daring and new. You see, life, the planes, the universe, the astral sea, all of these existences altogether have their cycles. They all have a beginning, and they all have an end. But it's also cyclical. Whatever it ends is also the beginning, and wherever it begins is also the end. And I guess the question you have to ask yourself is, if that is the case, where do I begin and where do I end? Where did I start? Where have I ended up? Who am I? Or better yet, what am I? Morganix, you can feel something happen in your brain. There's this pull back, away from Emeriel. You can hear Varnas's voice calling back to you something about his father and how he's learned all he can from his father and how he still needs you. He still needs to learn from you. Calling you back, pulling you back.
Do you have something you wish to say to me, Pretender? I would advise you make it fast. I don't have time for riddles.
Okay. How about we just have a staring contest then? Huh? Would that be fun? Look into my eyes. See what you see.
I do. I will walk closer to him.
Okay. You take a few steps closer, and you get... How close are you getting?
Within arm's reach.
Okay. You're maybe 2.5, 3 feet away. As you feel another pull, you hear Alex speak to you. You hear her speak of grammar and of writing and of vocabulary. You hear her speak of needing you and missing you. And how your family, how you now are part of Clan Silverfoot. And Morganix, in your palm, as you get closer to Emeriel, you can see a small imprint of blood. You're not cut, you're not hurt, but you feel a physical connection made to Alec as you step closer. As he leans in. So tell me, what do you see? As you gaze into his eyes, Morganix. His pupils are black, just like any other ones. The iris is purple, just as you know, Emeriel. But the deeper you look, the harder you stare, the faster you begin to fall down these vacuous, infinite pits of darkness that lie behind his eyes. You begin to feel yourself falling away from the fiery brimstone around you, but now falling in an infinite blackness of darkness and turmoil and grief. Till eventually, you grow closer and closer and closer and closer. You can see darkness transition into light, but not radiant love and laughter and the brightness that you know from the divine energies that you are connected to. But no, this is an infinite tiny mass of flame and fire, pain and destruction. One finite point in existence buried beneath his eyes. And as you fall closer and closer and closer, you can feel one last thing pull at you. One last string pull back. As you hear Zamir. You hear him apologize, and then you can feel your face flicked with wine. As you sort of sputter and focus and listen. As in your other hand, opposite of the blood, a compass appears in your hand, pointing away from that infinite void of flame and destruction, pointing away from where you're currently headed. You can feel Zamir calling you back, to follow the compass, to come back to him and to all of them. You still feel yourself falling, Morganix. What do you do?
I close my eyes and steady myself. And I tell myself that when I open my eyes, I will still be standing in front of him. I open my eyes.
And you're standing in front of him.
I'm going to reach out gently, if he will let me, and I will place my hand on his cheek. Does it feel like what it looks like?
It feels real, for one, but there is a warmth to it. Like almost hot enough to cause your hand to hurt, but not quite. But cold also, like a corpse, but not quite. It's this sort of middling that is in between everything. It's just strange. It feels real, but this has all seemed so strange. So you're not quite sure.
We have met before. I know you. And I'll see you again. This is where I leave you, Dark One. And I turn towards the compass.
Okay. You step away. You continue to walk. Nothing tries to stop you. As immediately as you turn around, you feel yourself step and fall. And as you fall, you don't fall towards infinite blackness and darkness like you had before. Instead, you fall into what feels like a cold splash of water. As all of you see this magic coalesce and slam together on this table as there is this explosion of light and radiant energy. As Morganix, you immediately bend over, like shooting up, like immediately breathing in these massive gasps of air, sort of hacking and coughing, as you can feel yourself material. You can feel yourself whole and completely together, as all of you see her shoot up. The flames immediately extinguish, the wax burn out completely as you begin to make your way towards her. So, what do you do?
Alec is immediately running over to like pick her up and pull her out of this like altar of water, and just like hugging her, not letting her go, and just kind of literally lifting her with all of her strength. I assume she's conscious, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Morganix is fully conscious. She's breathing. She's there, 100%.
Are you really here?
I think so. Something very strange happened. Wait a minute, am I naked?
Oh, geez, your clothes were disintegrated, weren't they?
Can I please not be? I will say that in character.
No, yeah.
Just looking down. Wait a minute.
Let's say that you are you're clothed. Yeah, your clothes were returned to you as well. Just to avoid that awkwardness.
Like the biggest smiles on her face, and she's still not letting go of Morganix. I mean, you may be alive, but you're struggling to breathe. And Alec kind of looks at everyone else. It worked. I knew it would work. And here, and she'll let go.
I mean, and you'll kick like Varnast's boot. I mean, I told you we'd get her back. It's not that big of a deal.
That you did.
How long was I there?
A few days.
I think I saw the Dark One.
What? How?
I did not go where I expected to go. He appeared as Emeril.
What?
Yeah. He spoke in riddles. I feel it was the Dark One.
I could give some clarity on that
Oh?
afterward. With all of us being in one room, it might be a good time to mention that when I met with the Raven Queen, she told me that our souls are tethered in a long, thin line of thread wrapped around the finger of this Dark One. Death is not an escape, unfortunately. The gods of death are frustrated because this Dark One seems to have a grip on multiple endings, ends of the universe, ends of the world. It seems things get played out over and over again. But whenever we, somehow we're all connected, die, he's there.
Yes.
Would it be a good time to mention? And he may just raise his hand, even if he didn't need to.
Yes, Samir.
I've seen him too, and you know, it's not really come up naturally since I entered that man.
Samir?
Yes.
Raven Queen?
Yes.
No, I didn't enter the Raven Queen. No.
Would have given the chance, I know.
I will take my leave.
Wait. I'm so confused.
Rest.
When you died, we did everything that we could to bring you back. We found the Casa tribes, and they told us that there was a ritual that we could do. We just needed very specific ingredients to do so. But we did it, and Oyvind here performed the ritual. And Varnas, Samir, and I gave up something to ask for you back, and it worked. That's why you're here.
A bargain was made with the Raven Queen. She is my patron, as it were. That's how I'm able to do what I can do. I adjusted my bargain with her to help you and them.
Debt do you owe her?
I would rest if I were you. It's one thing to wake up. It's another thing to wake up from being dead. And Oyvind will take his leave from the room.
Morganix looks deeply unhappy with this.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have a body.
Yeah, but we all, even two, we all sacrificed something for you to be here. Because we care about you, and we love you very much. We can't do this without you.
Wait, that means you didn't have. Oh, weird. That means you're like a baby now. Oh, that's kind of strange.
And you spit on me, I remember that.
Technically, it was wine, but you know.
Morgonix is like just gonna start like examining herself, like her arms and her hands, and just kind of like feeling herself, but not weirdly.
No, yeah, I'm taking stock. Yeah, you're like, okay,
Yeah.
are all the parts still here?
Yeah, like she's really disoriented.
So, Morgonix, you do take stock of all of your appendages are there. So you're not missing any fingers or toes or feet or legs or arms. But as you go to rub along your neck and specifically sort of your sternum and part of your chest, you can feel there is this like cracked nature to it, where it just feels like there was one part of your form that maybe didn't come back all the way together, all the way right. It doesn't hurt at all, but it's just something that you can feel. Let's show that.
Okay. I feel very strange.
Do you want us to let you rest? I'm sure they would accommodate you a bed or something.
What am I at hit point wise? Like, is this like a normal death and I have exhaustion, or what's the situation here?
So you have 1 point of exhaustion and you are at 1 hit point.
Okay, yeah. I think I need to rest.
Okay, I can carry you if
No.
Alec is already lifting you.
Oh god.
Okay, this I can do, and I can find you a bed.
This is a little weird, Alec.
I know. That's okay. She's like scooped you up. Sorry, go ahead, Ryan.
Varnast is in front of you, holding out a cup of water towards Morgonix.
Oh,
Like
she
you
will
want her.
take it.
And as you drink it, it is a cup of water that he cast heal through.
Oh,
Hey, all right. So yeah, you feel like you just
that's 70.
I believe so.
It hits.
Yep, 70.
I'm almost a full.
yeah, man, you just drank a cup of Adderall. Like you're
Oh,
woo. Clarity.
thank you.
No,
I-
you're welcome.
I do love you all. I hope it didn't cost you something I wouldn't have asked you to pay. You didn't do anything stupid while I was gone, did you?
course we
Killed a
did.
dragon.
Okay. When did you get back? I'm pointing at Zamir.
Yesterday? As he's looking at like Varnast.
Varnast just gives like a subtle nod, like, "Yep, you got it, buddy." Yesterday.
Oh, things have gone pretty quickly. Is this a good time to mention I've been to the future?
What?
Yes.
Asked you for anything, have they? I can just tell.
I mean, or a future.
I need to hear this story. And where did Torin and Oven go? I think I need everyone in one room where I can sit and we can talk.
Alec will slowly put Morgonix down.
I mean, we can do that first thing in the morning if you want.
Alec will slowly pick Morgonix back up.
Oh, for God's sake.
I think Vardas is right. You should sleep. And then we can talk.
And you can tell Morgonix really doesn't want to. It's like her mind and her body are at war of like, no, seriously, I need to sleep. And her mind is like, wait just a damn minute.
Yeah, because like you feel good, like health-wise, but you still are like
You're just
exhausted.
shattered. You're
Yeah,
like, I need
yeah.
a nap.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
She's very much at war with herself and is really just disoriented and not quite understanding some things and thinking she maybe possibly understands some things a little too well and doesn't like it and is just all over the place.
Alec will begin to carry her to. I suppose they would give us some place.
Yep. Chief Shunai, as soon as Morgonix is back, obviously giving you your moment, she would have told Oyvind and Torin to wait at the top of the stairs. As she says, for one, it is a great honor to meet you, Morgonix. I am Chief Shunai of the Kasa people. Your friends have done a great service to us, and we were happy to help them in your return. If you
Thank you.
You're welcome. If you would like to follow me, I will take you to a much more comfortable chamber to discuss and rest in than this ritual room.
And Flint has just been kind of sitting at the top of the stairs tinkering with something, but she's just gonna shrug and stand up like, hey, where are we going?
Dan, before they come out of the room, can Torn talk to Oven?
Yeah, sure. So as the four of you are sort of staying down there, Shunai does, like I said, she does tell Oyvind and Torin to wait at the top of the stairs so she can take you to like a real place to stay. But other than that, you're free to go up, and as you do get up there, Torin, you're free to stop Oyvind if you'd like.
How is Oyvind like physically looking right now?
Oyvind is looking exhausted. Just emotionally and spiritually. It took a lot out of him to do the ritual, and especially with it being done, the heavy notion of what that means is beginning to set in.
Torn is, as we're walking, Torn is going to kind of like get up next to him and kind of almost help him while he's walking. And you did it.
Doggone is waiting with Flint.
Whoop. Whoop.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I will, I'll be fine. He'll nod and...
Torn believe that?
Make an insight check. Well, does Oyvind, does he need to make an insight check?
Yeah. Yeah, I think Oyvind is.
Okay.
Is not being. He's not trying to show.
15
Okay.
total.
Okay.
So you can either roll deception or it's up to you.
Yeah. Not. You can just tell just by the avoidance of eye contact and the pause in his words. They're just. Once he catches eye of you. Look, They did an amazing thing. And
Well-
it made me question. Jumping into it made me question and rebargain with everything that I thought was right. And it put me and everyone in that room nose to nose with the reality that there is something much bigger and much more terrifying out there.
Well,
And I don't know if I have it in me. I was going to tell you later, but once we find my daughter, I'm out. I can't. I did what I needed to do to help the group, but I'm not a fighter. I couldn't even fight for my daughter before she left. And he's just starting to tear up and cry as he's talking to you.
he grabs you by the shoulders and pulls you around to be face to face and goes, "You're right. You're not a fighter. That's what I'm here for. You're much better and more than a fighter, Oyvind. You brought her back. You're so powerful. Without you, Organics wouldn't be back here. You know that, right?"
I need some time.
I understand. Look, I had traveled with
appreciate you, Doran. A lot. I need you to know that. I need you to understand that none of this, me walking away or deciding to go, it's not. You are a fighter, and but I don't want to watch another person die. I don't want to see you die. I don't want to think of my daughter dying. I just want people to be safe.
I understand. And fortunately, that's how the world is. And apparently, the weed that we're caught up in is going to get a lot worse. Especially if you're not around. But you were my friend first, and you drug me out of the place I was before this. If you need to go, you need me to go with you. I will. You're my friend, Oven.
You're mine too.
Promised you I would help you with whatever you needed. I don't break my promises.
No, you don't.
Get some rest. I'll be around. You did amazing, and you did a great thing today. You should feel good about that.
You do. You did great too. We wouldn't have made it out of that dragon without you. I'm gonna go talk to some dead people.
Okay.
I'll talk and figure out. Thank you, Tor.
Of course. And as you're walking away, you just hear, "You still weird me out. You make no sense sometimes. But I love you."
He'll stop, crick his head, and turn around. You gotta let yourself be loved, Doran.
I'm trying.
You got a lot to give. And my weird shit, that's the way I show it.
Yeah, I guess I just hit things with a hammer.
Yeah, well, that's the opposite of love, but hey. You do it because you love people.
Get some rest, buddy.
I feel like Oyvind and Torin are in that constant loop of two old people trying to say bye to each other.
And I was just about to say at that point,
Walks away.
Chief Shanai, she comes from the top of the stairs. Everybody followed behind her. And she says, like I said, if all of you would like to follow me, I will take you to your rooms. And I feel as though you have earned seeing the true home of the Casa people. Just know that you are one of very few who are not born and live here, who get to see our home. Because, well, frankly, these small corridors connecting us to the mountain are meant to confuse people. Our true home is, well, I will let the site speak for itself. Flint, you are also allowed to come, considering the services you did. However, I feel as though I must be honest with you in this moment. I knew you would never believe if I were to tell you why I wanted you to stay. We had priests who saw what seemed to be a group emerging from the sands of the desert. And they were lost. They were broken, and they needed someone. You were that someone. They saw your face. They saw you. I didn't keep you here because I felt as though you couldn't be trusted to get home safely, but because I knew someone would need you eventually.
My lady? I'm still kind of confused on what your title is.
Chief Shanai is fine.
Chief Shina, yeah.
Shanai.
Shanai.
Thank you.
sorry. Nah. I've seen some shit. Like, you could have told me. You could have asked me. I think how I got here proves that I care for your people and their place in this world. I think you have closed yourselves off for your own protection, and I understand. I don't think you remember how to open up anymore. And sometimes you have to give people the chance to pleasantly surprise you.
You are right. And seeing how you felt and hearing the words you spoke to me, Alec, looking at you, there is much I must discuss with my people. Much I need to discuss with all of you. But now, I do believe it's a time of rest before you need to leave and venture back out into that desert. Flint, for what it is worth, whenever you are ready to depart, I will send you with a group who will make sure you get back to New Efera safely as soon as you would wish.
Chief Shania, I would be honored to always count you among my friends. And if I had it to do over again, I would do it again. I would probably still be a bitch about it, though.
And if I'm being honest, your fiery nature was something that I really liked about you.
Yeah, I kind of thought you were going to try to keep me, and I'm just not into settling down, you know?
Ah, yes. Well, who knows? Maybe, sometime from now, the Casa Pisa people will be in a similar position. We can live by your example.
Oh, I wouldn't do that. I don't know how I'm still alive.
Lady Flint has been a great help to us. If it wasn't for her efforts, our friend would not be back. And Alec looks to her. Thank you for everything you've done, for willing to risk your lives for strangers.
Alec, I'd like to tell you something.
Alec is looking at her.
It's not that kind of thing, although I get it. You know, I'm not saying I'm not open to it, but this is a serious moment. Please rein it in.
Oh, okay.
I was born a slave. I am free now. But part of that is why I wanted to help you all so much. Because what you all have accomplished is something I have been fighting for a very long time. So I was happy to do it. And if any of you should ever need my help again, you can always count on me.
You are so very strange.
I know.
But you are a strong warrior, and I am glad to be able to call you my friend. And Alec will put her fist to her chest and give Lady Flint a small bow.
I don't think I'm allowed to do that back, but respect.
Respect.
She's not holding Morganic throughout this whole thing, is she? Please.
She is. She
Oh,
is.
God.
Yeah. Just like cradling her. And then just like one-handed, able to hold Morgonix up, and then put her fist to her chest.
Morgonix is uncomfortable but resigned to this fate. It's like that cat that really doesn't want to be held.
Too bad.
And it's just totally disassociated from reality.
Okay. So with that, Shanai will begin to lead all of you throughout the cavernous halls, and you can see that eventually they become less and less and less developed, thinking that you're heading further and further and further away from civilization. But then there is a moment where everything changes. As you can see the small, narrow cavern hallway that you head down shifts and changes and opens up into this massive ravine. And you can see plastered into the side of this ravine what looks to be hundreds, if not thousands, of buildings built into the side of this mountain, in the side of this cliff, just jutting out, these different sharp angulars jutting out of the rock. You can see all of these different slides with large metal crates sort of sliding down deeper and deeper and deeper into the city. Lights blazing, sound emanating, and this long stone bridge reaching from where you are across this massive, infinite gap into nothingness, until eventually you arrive at the home of the Casa people, as you see in front of you here. So, as you enter, Priestess Shanai says, "Welcome to the home of the Casa people. It is an honor to have you." And she will lead all of you through the bridge and then through the gate, where you can see that there is currently probably what looks to be a small military that is manning these gates, opening these large metal slabs. And you make your way in through the gate, and you can see so many people clustered around this main gate, seeing travelers, something that they have no idea about. And you can see that there is just this excitement of people looking at the group of you, whispering about who they think that is, and about if you're the same people who killed the dragon and freed the Death Knight that communed with the Phoenix. Like, all of these things whispering back and forth. And Alec, you can also hear a few people whispering the Silverfoot name. Silverfoot? Like Eliza? Silverfoot? Just kind of all popping up all over the place. As eventually, Chief Shanai leads you up a set of sandstone steps and leads you into a very, very large building. And you can see this building, maybe at one point in time, served as a small tavern of some kind. But you can see that as you enter, there is one large common area with a fireplace, a hearth, in the center. You can also see that there are these gems located in the side of the building, facing the inside, the sort of central common area, that are these deep blue color that are currently emanating this magical energy that gives a nice cool feel to the room. That, combined with the fire, provides just a little bit of moisture in the air to help with the arid nature of this room. So you make your way in there, and you can see that looks to be there are 6 doors that head off into separate directions, all leading into their own private bedroom. As Chief Shanai gestures all of you, she says, "For as long as you may want, this is your home within our city. Whenever you are ready to leave, and wherever you may head, please come tell us, and we will make sure that you get to wherever you need to go your proper directions and all the supplies you may need.
Thank you.
Of course. Take the time to rest, and I will have food brought to you shortly.
Thank you again. I do know that we need to speak at some point, but I would see my friend rest and recover first. And Alec will nod.
She'll return the nod, and with that, unless there's anything else, she will head out, leaving all of you alone in your new home. At least with inside the city. So, with that, as all of you settle into this nice home, fire burning, cooling crystals chilling the air, whether you want to rest or whether you want to talk, that is something that we're going to have to find out right after the break.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Ah.
Okay, break time.
Let's go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Roll with Advantage. My name is Joe, and we're going to go ahead and continue right away with our session here. Just because I was able to figure out how to do it in Foundry thanks to LS's suggestion, we now have images that can be put in the chat. Now, that does also mean I'm pretty sure you could do the same with GIFs, and you could, like, right-click and copy link of a GIF. I think if somebody wants to test that real quick.
Okay.
Oh, I shouldn't have said that. This is the same mistake I made with putting the GIFs in the game in the first place.
Can you scroll up to show the Morgonics thing I made, though?
Yes, I've got it. Oh, the GIF does work. Oh, jeez. Okay. Yeah. So here is this. You can see for Morgonics. Actually, if I go to the combat screen, there you go. You can see it a lot better there. Oh, wow. Green screen is really messed up for the combat screen. Okay, there we go. So yeah, and then, oh God, and then if you, oh Jesus. All right. So, and then also the GIFs are working as long as you hover over them. Jesus. Okay. So yeah, there we go. We have GIFs, we have pictures. So we have so many ways to express yourself in the chat. Isn't that nice?
My reason for living has been restored.
Oh, that's funny and sad. Okay.
Hold on. Wait, one more.
Okay.
This is me right now.
Oh, hey, that one just worked like normal. Oh, it's adorable. All right. That's a fantastic update. Yes, thank you, Felicity. All right, here we go. Let's do it. Let's dive right back in. So picking up where we picking up right where we left off. Uwu group of gamers here. They are oh God, sorry. I'm emotionally exhausted from that first half. So our group of adventurers found themselves in the home of the Casa tribes, the Casa people inside this massive city after bringing Morgonics back from the dead. Not only back from the dead, but back from nothing. They literally had nothing, and they were able to bring her back, which is a wonderful, wonderful development for the party, as they now are reunited with their good friend and constant companion, Morgonics. So with that,
And
our
her
group
clothes.
and her clothes. Her clothes were there. Morgonics was never nude. All right, there we go.
True miracle.
Oh no, Eric. It's so sad. Oh, okay. So they make their way into the home of the Casa tribes in this massive city, as they are led to a small temporary home for them for as long as they choose to stay within the city walls of the home of the Casa people. So as you all, we'll go ahead and cut back to that moment, are sitting within your new home. Chief Shanai had just left the area, leaving the group of you, the 6 of you specifically, alone, giving you time to rest and recuperate. And
Is it 7 with Flint?
oh yes, yeah, it's 7 rooms. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and 7.
Chilling.
Yeah. So 7 people inside this area. So with that, the 7 of you now inside this building, Morgonics, you are extremely tired, but you also do have a lot of questions. So it's kind of up to you and the rest of you what you'd like to do first. Either rest, talk about it in the morning, or the other way.
Horn is going to walk up to Morgonics.
Hi.
Oh, hi. Welcome back.
Thank you.
I hope you don't mind. I was taking care of Minerva while, well,
She been through all this.
As soon as you have that moment where she had been clinging to Torrin for the most part, being absolutely terrified, not even realizing that you were back. As soon as there is that connection, there's immediately this sort of like meow hoot that happens as she springs towards you and just sort of clings to your chest, and you can those like large feathered wings just sort of wrap around your neck as you can feel Minerva just giving you like the biggest hug.
Oh, she still loves me.
Yes, she does. So much.
Oh, thank you so much.
I'm glad you're back.
Thank you. Thank you for taking care of her.
Of course. Oh, also I I got you something. And Torn is going to go into his bag and pull out the dragon glass from the dragon fight. The opal glass that he got.
Oh, yeah.
my god.
And he's going to hand it to you. This is from a dragon.
This is really nice. I'm so grateful. Thank you.
The least I can do. I'm not good at this whole thing, but
You're doing
Stop.
okay.
thanks. Didn't stop thinking about you.
I'm so grateful to all of you. I hope I don't seem otherwise. I am just really disoriented.
If you need rest, I mean, we have rooms. You should get some rest.
To know everything.
We can tell you tomorrow.
And she's just kind of looking around at the group like she doesn't know what to do with herself, like, because she definitely needs sleep, but she's stubborn, and that there's that part in her head. It's like, no, we need all the information now.
Oren is right. There's a lot of information. But you need to sleep and rest and regain yourself before we hand all that over to you.
You're
There'll
gonna
be
want a
time.
clear head to hear it anyway.
Yeah, there'll be time for it later. And Varnast is right. You're gonna want the time to process it all.
Thank you all for pulling me out of that place. It was not a good place.
Glad to have you back.
I'm glad to be back.
Now go sleep. I will carry you if I have
No,
to.
no. That's not necessary. But I guess Morgonix and Minerva will go find a bed.
Okay. Easy enough. You head into one of the 7 rooms connected to this common area, and you find a soft, comfortable bed that you can easily fall into and fall asleep on. Doglin is very happy to see Morgonix return.
Sorry.
Oh, by the way, Whoop is curled up in a corner right now.
Yeah, good old Whoop currently nestled up in the corner near one of the cooling crystals right near the fire. Whoop!
There it is.
Torn's gonna walk over next to Alec and sit down.
How are you doing?
I think the better question is, how are you? I know you just asked me that question, but I feel like you have more thoughts.
I have many thoughts. But I'm not really sure what to do with them yet. I am just happy to have Morgonix back. I did not know if that was going to work or not. But I'm glad it did. If it wasn't for even being able to perform it, us being able to get those items, I don't know what we would have done. I wasn't going to leave this place without her.
I don't think any of us were going to. At least,
But-
I know that I wouldn't.
You are a good person, Torin.
I know that I haven't been around a long time, but I consider you all my very good friends, and I keep my promises like I said before. I'm here to help in any way.
See, like, this big smile on her face. Good. I don't want you to going anywhere. You and Oyvind both are a part of this, if you wish to be. You've done such good things here, and you know what we are fighting against. And the fact that you're willing to risk everything, that makes a difference. I don't think I could thank you enough for it.
I didn't have anything for meeting Open. I didn't really have a purpose for anything. And I feel like I am tied to this in some way. But I'm conflicted.
With what?
Is Oyvind in the room right now?
Eric, you're muted.
Oyvind would be in his own room. He would be privately by himself.
Oyvind told me that once we find his daughter, plans to leave.
And you can see Alec make a strange face for a second. Her brows furrowed. Did he say why?
On the border of this is bigger than him.
You know, for a long time, and maybe I am still on this journey, but I thought just being a chief was bigger than me. I thought leading people was beyond what I could do. And now there's this. He is a Jarl. He's come this far to find his daughter. He was willing to help bring back Morganax, someone who he's only known for a short time. This doesn't seem bigger than him at all. It seems as though this is the path he should be on. And a shared journey amongst all of us.
I agree. Why I'm conflicted is I promised Oyvind that I would help protect him, and he's my friend. You all are my friends. I promised you I would protect you. I just don't know what to do. I feel like I always need to keep my promises, and now I'm in between two of them that one of them I won't be able to keep.
I think right now all of our emotions are raw. I think we are all looking inside of ourselves, and perhaps there's fear. Perhaps there's uncertainty. I think that maybe just give him time. Let him process his thoughts. Let him search within himself. See the good that he has done and the more good that he can do. And perhaps as his friend before even us, maybe he just needs to hear it from you. After all this. And
Yeah.
you should think about it too, Torin. I wouldn't want to lose either of you. You're very good at fighting dragons. And I still need to beat you in an arm wrestling contest.
Well, if you have time, we could do it now.
Okay,
He
yes.
smiles big.
Alec is already taking his arm.
Yeah,
I'm rolling.
he's
Alright,
down.
Go.
All right.
Strength check. go.
Athletics. Athletics.
Oh, athletics? Okay.
Yep.
Oh
athletics.
no.
What am I adding to that?
Oh no.
I'm adding a +9. I rolled a 13.
Okay.
22 for Alec.
Oh. I rolled a 2.
Oh!
Plus 9. 11.
Okay.
No,
All right.
12.
Alec,
11.
as you two get
Shit.
into it to begin with, you immediately almost send Oyvind. Wow. You immediately almost send Torin right down to the
strong.
table. Like Torin, your knuckles are like about to hit the table as you get one more try, since that was such an overwhelming victory on that roll. Alec, go ahead and roll another athletics check, and Torin, do the same.
Oof, that's even better. 25.
23.
20. Okay, sadly, Torin, as you get into the arm wrestling competition and you realize, like, you had said that a little bit as a joke. And then, Alec, you realize you had said that as a little bit of a joke, because now it's a little awkward because you said you still needed to win before you left. And, Alec, you send his fist
shit.
right into the table. As, Alec, you win the arm wrestling competition.
Well, actually, I meant I need to win 100 more times. And then... And she
Well-
just kind of laughs and smiles at him.
Well, it's 1-1. Okay. Just want to say that.
That's right, 1-1. And Alec will, like, extend her hand to shake his.
Shakes it. And, does anyone have ice?
Think about what I said, Torin, before you make any decisions, okay?
Yeah. Oh. By the way, not busy tomorrow morning. Would you like to train?
Yes. Yes, I would.
I realize that I have this great sword And I'm usually good with a hammer. I think I can get better with it.
Alec kind of smiles. There was a time when the way that I used to fight was very... Maybe the word chaotic is best, but Varnas taught me a few things. And if I can pass it on to you, I think that would be great. So yes, I would love to do that.
Well, same here. If I can, maybe I can teach you a few things too.
I look forward to it.
All right. And this whole time he's holding his arm.
Alec will like pat him on the same arm, like the shoulder of that arm.
He winces, but he still smiles.
You can try again tomorrow.
Oh, I will.
Alec
And-
will just laugh.
He's just gonna like. Is there drinks around here?
Yeah, at this point, probably the food and drinks would have been brought in. Collections of meats
Flynn
and.
and Cyrus are both in the room, so anybody's holding it one way or another.
I think that Torin would get a thing of ale and just kind of raise it a little bit towards Zamir, who's probably already drinking.
Oh, we never stop.
Yeah. And then he's gonna drink, and then that's what Torin's doing currently. He's just sitting around the fire.
Sitting around the fire, drinking, and doing a little minor chit chat. Is anybody doing anything else on this day before you all get some rest and wake up in the morning?
Flint
Yes.
is building a thing. Just
Mm,
tinkering.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Very simple. Nothing major.
All right.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Varnas is gonna knock on Oven's room.
Oyvind, you hear a knock at the door.
Come in.
And Varnast will see himself in. What's Oven doing?
You'll see about 12 candles set up into a circle, and drawings on, like, interconnecting all of those candles. And he just has 3 tarot cards out. And he's just reading them.
Oh. This looks important. You sure you don't need some time?
No. It's probably... it's for the best to have company, I'm sure.
And at that, Varnast will hold up the bottle of Albiord ale that Oyvind gave to him. Wants him.
I could not say no.
And Varnast will pull out 2 glasses and he'll pour him and Ovind each one and pass it to him. Long few days.
Yes, and I'm sure there are many more to come.
No denying that. Wanted to thank you for what you did earlier today.
You're welcome. I should be apologizing to you for my rashness when the event happened.
Well, it's alright. It's, guessing it's been a long few years for all of us, hasn't it?
Organics is young, and her spirit reminded me a great deal of my daughters, who I do not know if is alive or dead. Seeing her the way that she was, vanished into a second, made me quite emotional.
Can't say
Which,
I blame you.
I'm sure the tough conversation needs to be had, and why not over ale?
What makes you
Half-
think this is a tough conversation?
Know what I'm about to say, Vonest. I, after we find my daughter, I'm going to depart from the group.
I see.
I'm no fighter. Not like you or Alec or Torin. I lied for the past several months about who I actually was to protect me and protect where I was from. Out of fear. That's... I fought against saving one of your friends. I'm not the individual that you need in your corner helping.
Well, I'm afraid this is going to get a little awkward then, because I have a question.
Very
'Cause
well.
I was going to ask if you'd stick around, even after saving your daughter.
Why do you want a crotchety old, fearing, scaredy cat like me?
Scaredy cat. Maybe a little old. He just kind of like jokingly like smirks at you. Certainly no coward. Look, Ovind. We come from a proud people. Albjord is a city of givers, and we give far more than we take sometimes. And I think you and I both know that can be exhausting. And I've learned recently that it's okay to stop, to want to rest, to take care of yourself. These are not wicked, evil, nor selfish. But I can't stop yet. That warrior that we saved, he's one of many. And that is the future for all of us, if we allow the Dark One to win. It's going to get so much worse before it gets better, but I believe it can get better. Maybe you're not the greatest fighter, Oyvind, but I think you're the kind of person that we need here. Someone that we can trust. Someone who has a personal stake in the future. I won't ask you to abandon your daughter once we save her, but I would ask you to consider fighting for her by staying with us.
You make a tough argument bringing up Albjord while drinking ale.
Oh, is this from Albjord? Totally slipped my mind. answer now. I just want you to think about it.
Thank you. And he'll hold up the cards. Do you want me to read for you?
Sure.
Very well. Shuffle these and think of a question that you have.
All right. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Shuffle, shuffle. Do I need to say it out loud or just keep it in my
Ryan,
head?
if you go check your mail real quick, you'll actually find a deck of tarot cards.
What the? My mail? Where's
Yep.
that? What is that?
What are
No,
you,
like-
front door?
Ryan, look under your chair. Oh my god!
Ryan, if you look in your closet, there I am.
No, for real. Where's the mail though?
No. I meant like I was making a joke, like your legitimate mailbox.
Oh,
Like,
I thought that was like a thing on like Foundry or something. I was like, oh shit, there's a mail section. Okay, don't
It's-
mind me. Don't mind me.
It's underneath the memes that I don't know how to post. Or gifts.
But yeah, so
Um,
does he need to say it out loud or just think it to himself?
I'm actually gonna draw a card real quick.
Oh.
oh.
Oops. So, that's appropriate. He holds up a card that is an image of a bone tangled in roots with flowers protruding out of each side of it.
Ooh.
He laughs. The irony, as it were, of this being the card you would draw. This means strength. One of the major arcana of tarot. It predicts a triumphant conclusion. Some situation, temptation, or something that needs to be overcome by strength of character. I don't know if this is a remark on today or what is to come. But rejoicing be had.
A good omen then.
And to many more. And Oyvind will go over to his bag and pull out another thing of Albjord ale. Shall we bring it to the others?
Yeah. Just go ahead without me. I just need a minute. If that's all right.
Very well. And Oyvind will blow out the candles to the circle and leave his room.
Okay. All right. So, Oyvind, as you exit your room, you can see currently passing a fat joint to Zamir. You can see what Oyvind would be familiar with the concept of pitus, which, for those of you that don't know, is Ilika's version of marijuana. It's the devil's lettuce is what's going on in there. So you can see them passing that off as you exit your room. Jazz cabbage.
Will look up as he comes into the room and is like, "Oh, I thought you guys were having sexy grandpa times."
Alec
Do you-
looks at Lady
I'm
Flynn.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Do you mind if I have some of that?
Sexy grandpa times?
Alec will pass him the Vitus. I don't know if that's what he meant, but he's getting some
Yes.
now. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what he meant.
He will pull out a old Gandalf-looking pipe out of his inner
Oh, yeah.
pocket, and he will take a pinch of the Vitus joint, put that in there, impact it, and then just light that up, and then just
What
take
a
a
swaggy way to
very
smoke this.
long drag of it.
Grandpa vibes intensify.
He then pulls out a children's book with a elaborate Albiord imagery and sits down and goes, "Well, if Grandpa vibes is what you're looking for." He sits down and begins to tell Flint and Alec a story of Albiord folktales. And just sitting in the book, just getting blazed.
Alec is fucking enamored. She's hanging on every single word, like big dilated eyes, like telling stories of legend over here. She's in it.
Okay.
You're welcome, Joe.
Thank you. All right. So, yeah, we have our cool down from the morning's emotional Olympics. As all of you begin to wind down into the night, before everybody heads to sleep, is there anything else that's happening?
Flint will, if there is a time when everyone but Morgonix is in the room, like if Varnast ever comes back out to join the party, Flint will do a thing. If not, she'll try to grab everybody in the morning.
Okay. Varnast?
Sure.
Okay, so so everybody's out and about, including Morgonix, right?
No, she'll do it while Morgonix is sleeping.
Okay,
She doesn't know her.
Okay.
It'd be weird.
So Morgonix is off sleeping, but the rest of you...
wants to see me play with myself on stream. We'll get banned so fast.
Lord, give me the strength to move forward, please. All right. So, yeah, Lady Flint, everybody is out here currently listening to the tales of Albiord, and eventually the book does come to an end. It's a rather short one. But
when he finishes, she'll sort of put down her tinkerer's tools and say, "All right, come here, everybody, gather round. I've got some stuff. Because you are going somewhere way more fucked up than I am. And I don't get to say that very often."
Alec will like scoot closer.
She is going to pass everybody just a simple coin. This is a coin. It is a copper coin of disguise self. You toss it, you have one use of the spell. She's going to hand everybody a silver, or no, she's going to hand Alec and Torin a silver coin. This is a coin of enlargement.
Zamir sniggers.
Oh,
And she's going to hand Ovend and Varnast a gold coin. And this, my healing friends, is an insurance policy. They are both coins of Revivify.
oh.
Ooh.
Yo,
Com-
what?
Components spent. As an artificer, she can cast spells into items to be used later.
Bing.
that's dope.
Wow, that's
Oh,
fucking awesome, man.
This is very kind.
You're going somewhere really weird. And I'm gonna go get drunk in New Efera while I wait for my ship to pull in. So yeah.
Lady Flint, I meant what I said earlier. We are extremely appreciative of everything you've done. And these are wonderful gifts.
And I appreciate all of you. If you ever need anything that I can do, my ship does occasionally port in Efera. Just look for the Slaver's Bane.
And
That-
Alec will nod.
That's a cool ship name.
It is. We stole it from actual slavers.
That's even cooler.
I owe you all that story over a drink someday, but I do have one more thing. And she's gonna pull out this tiny little, like, coppery bronze ball about the size of a golf ball. And she's gonna flick it up into the air, and it's gonna open up into a tiny little clockwork dragon. And when it opens its mouth, light comes out.
Oh.
And it's going to rotate around the room a couple of times before dropping into Torin's lap. I got you a baby dragon.
Oh my god. Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit. He's just staring down at it and looks back up. Does it move? Does it do things?
It just kind of flies around. I mean, honestly, it's kind of a kid's toy, but I like kids' toys.
He's gonna set it down next to him and look up at Lady Flint. Can I give you a hug?
Yeah, come bring it in, buddy. Come on.
Thank you. Because he's gonna just give Lady Flint a big old hug.
She will hug him back. And finally, she will give one of the bottles of Tears of the Genasi Maiden to Zamir. Think of me fondly, my friend.
Doggelin knows what Zamir just did, and Doggelin's going to bark at Zamir for doing it.
And hopefully nothing happens tonight because I have one spell slot left.
If you're ever, excuse me, if you're ever in New Efera, I would recommend, if you ever need some armor or to spruce up your wardrobe, Albert's Clothier, and he'll just gesture to himself.
Noted.
Joe's dying.
I forgot about that asshole.
I'm not offering a discount, by the way. I'm just pointing out he does good work.
You are exactly what I expected you to be. Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
It has been.
Yeah, Alec will move to give Lady Flint a handshake. She's still perplexed by a lot of what comes out of her mouth, but she is very genuinely appreciative of everything that she's given.
Flint will shake her hand, smirking.
Is Tequila out right now?
Probably, yeah. He just
Someone's gonna
chilling.
walk over to Tequila, kneel down and go, "Thank you for saving my life." Oh, you too.
He doesn't do anything else. He's a parrot.
Yeah, Torin just walks back over.
And Flint will head to bed because she used all her fucking spells doing that.
Mhm. Mhm. All right.
Hmm.
Okay. So with that,
Um,
everybody heads to sleep.
One last thing.
Porcupine, please.
Oiven would be looking to scry on Sigurd. Or no, not Sigurd. Sorry. On Air, his daughter.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
He's going to attempt it one more time.
Okay. Okay. So I will say the spell, as it has before, doesn't automatically fail upon your initial casting of it. So they are going to now in terms of what you have, do you have like a lock of hair or anything like that? Or
Yes.
okay. So okay. So Era's gonna get minus 15 to her saving throw, so she needs to roll a natural 20 or else. That's a 14. So that is like a 2 for her. Okay. Okay. You scry, and the scry is successful. As you feel that connection be made, you can feel as you close your eyes, there is another eye that opens. One that looks deep into the cavernous, dark home of that where the gnolls are created. That same home where you knew the sword was left out in front of. And as you focus your vision, you see her. Kneeling behind a rock, catching her breath. As she looks around anxiously and then nods and continues to move throughout the area. You can see her being very cautious with every step that she takes. And eventually, you can see her stop again and look around a corner. As you do, you can overhear a conversation. A voice that you recognize, that of Dinan Bainir, speaking to someone. Please, listen to me. I think that I have a fairly good idea about what is going on here. Oh, look, I know how you feel about my mother. But I severely doubt that there's anything going on there aside from what has already been established. She takes her orders and she does them exactly as the great lord of the dark wishes. That is all. And you can see another man. This time, with the scry, the vision isn't blurred as it was before. A clear image. A man with golden skin and golden hair, wearing a deep velvet black robe trimmed in a very fine purple. You and I both know. Your mother is temperamental. She does as she wishes. If she wanted to try to overthrow the great lord of the dark, she could do that. But hopefully for your sake, she's smarter than that. Because if Malice Bainir betrays the Dark One, I can guarantee you all of the Bainirs will pay. More so than a few who've already become a nuisance. Several, in fact. And what about the others? Those ones who were near Nazunet? What about them? The wardens. And the other two that were with them, what, that fortune teller and the dragonborn? Yes. Well, for one, the fortune teller is not truly what he seems to be. In fact, I have reason to believe that, well, somewhere in the Western Salamander, they're currently missing a leader. A half-orc with a blue tint of his skin. A very rare combination. So I think he may be coming for something, maybe. Like all the rest of those Western Salamander people, they come for glory. And you're sure that Morganix is dead, correct? I saw it myself. Turned to dust and ash. I don't believe it. I saw something. In a dream. I want you to send... You know what? Why don't you go? And I'll send someone with you to make sure the job is done correctly. Do I make myself clear? Yes, of course. I will see it done. Good. And get out of here. Go. I also have things I must attend to. Sadly, the Bloody Mesa is not suiting me anymore. There are problems in the Salamander Coast and Eridane entirely. Too many things go wrong, and our plan falls apart. Of course. As you wish. My lord. And you can see Oyvind that immediately Air kind of moves her head back, catches her breath, and then continues to skulk away. Seemingly, they have not noticed her. And eventually, as the scry is coming to an end, you hear her say, "He came after me, didn't he? Oh, gods." And you see her have a thought to herself, and she nods. And she begins to move away, the opposite direction of where she came. Not towards Denon and Emeril, but away from that. And you get the feeling that she's heading away from deeper into the cave. And the last thing you hear her say before the scry does end is, "Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he was scrying on me right now." And she kind of looks around, and then the vision closes.
Oyvind will sit back with his pipe, grin on his face, as then he suddenly remembers what he heard about people coming to get them, and he'll shake out of that and just go to everyone and I saw an image. I finally got through to my daughter. Dinin Brainier is in the desert. He's in the cave with the gnolls. He was speaking to some gold-haired, gold-bodied individual. Seems tied in with the Dark One.
Alec will look at Zamir.
Dinin Brainier and someone else are going to come for us.
I say we let them come. Didn't Bania ran from us last time? I will not let him run again.
Wait. Who's Danin?
Oh. He is some strange vampire drow creature. He's connected to the Dark One, and for some reason he and other dark friends are in Efera. We're not really sure why, but they were terrorizing the people of New Efera. But when we tried to take care of the problem, he ran.
It's also worth noting that he was a former student of Emerald's.
Right.
What I also heard was his mother was a part of this. And that this gold individual would be coming to help deal with us, but it appears that we're not the only ones. Some individuals elsewhere seem to also be causing a bit of a fuss on the Salamander Coast.
Zamir will kind of like give Von Ast and Alec a look and say, I know what you're thinking. It doesn't mean it's him. I saw him days ago. It's not him.
Right. But we do know that there is a different Emerald. One that doesn't have good intentions. What if it is that one?
Well, if it's not ours and it's that one, let's hope that Stray Arrow can fucking do him in as well.
Alec takes a very long drag.
Well, at least we know they're coming, taking away one advantage of their surprise, bare minimum. Keep a better eye, keep a better ear out. Maybe they'll fall into our trap instead.
Maybe they'll get eaten by a worm.
I don't think we're quite that lucky, but maybe.
Maybe we set it up so that we are.
That's not a bad idea. I don't know how that would work, but I would like to watch someone be eaten by a worm. And Alec has like this smile on her face.
No. Miss me.
Wonder wonder where
not
a
that,
worm's
I-
heart is located. He looks at Alec and thinks this.
Oh shit! Can you imagine the size of that worm's heart? Oh my god. Alec would feast for years.
Well, good catch now that we know they're coming, but there's nothing we can do about it right now. But we'll be ready for them.
Yes, but selfishly, I am happy my daughter is still alive. She's hiding in these caves with the gnolls. It seems to be pressing towards the opening of it, not going any deeper.
That's good. If everyone is safe and fully recovered tomorrow, we could head that way. Right? And she kind of like looks at the rest of the party.
Well,
You just hear Zamir getting more and more distant as he goes, uh-huh, and his like cloak's wrapped him up into a hammock and is literally carrying him away.
Zamir probably has the right idea, though. It was a good day, but much to do, as always.
Right. Okay. Alec will like stand up. And she looks like she's gonna say something, but she doesn't.
Okay.
On your mind, Alec?
I am just very happy to have you all here. And with Morgana's back, I just really want to kill Korvac. And I want to eat his heart. And I will not stop until I do. He will not take anyone else away from me.
We'll get him, Alec.
I will die trying. But today is a day of victory. And my head is spinning. So I'm gonna go. She's gonna take another drag as she leaves.
Torin,
Uh,
join me, will you? And Varnast will get up and just head for his room.
Torn is in his room. The door's closed.
Wait.
The Torn left by the fire a little bit ago.
Oh, my bad.
It's all good.
Okay. Well, in that case, Varnast will wish Ovind a good night, and then he'll go and knock on Torin's door.
All right, give me 1 second. I gotta kiss baby goodnight. It'll take me 1 second.
Varnast will knock harder.
Quaiden will cast Scrying on Torin.
I will say,
heard
as
that.
Alec is heading to bed, when she walks by Varnast, she's gonna give Varnast a hug.
Oh, he'll kind of do that, like, blink, not expecting it, and then return it. What's this for?
Alex says nothing and just smiles and goes to her room.
I'm back, by the way.
Okay. Varnast just kind of like watches her
Wow.
like raise an eyebrow, but Now he'll knock on Torin's door.
Yeah. By the way, Torin was on his bed and he was just looking at the symbol around his neck, but not the one of the Children of the Flame. One with the, I guess it's like the snake and the half sun and whatever it was.
Yep.
And he hears the knock and gets up, opens the door. Oh, hi, Varnes.
Did you forget we were supposed to talk tonight?
No. Yes, I did.
May I come in then?
Of course.
Varnast will step inside and find like a chair to take a seat in. Busy day.
What? Yeah, really busy day. Good day though. Organix is
Yes.
back.
Indeed. And hopefully the magic she has will help her to rest well tonight.
Yeah.
Speedy recovery.
What's up?
Well, I need to talk to you about that image that we saw.
Oh,
Memory.
okay.
I recognized it.
You did?
I wasn't there, but the description's too perfect to ignore. About 10 to 15 years ago, date's a little fuzzy, the Golden Shields were participating in a large battle on the southern border of Bella Clara. During that battle, they unleashed a new type of weapon that they claimed to have created. I'm not sure if they did or if they were just claiming that, but that was the claim. The weapon was known as Earthbreaker.
That's a cool name.
Apparently its power was very destructive, but this weapon backfired on them, and it escaped and has not been seen or heard from since.
You see
Say,
Torin give a curious look. Wait, seen or heard from? You said weapon.
Well, for the Golden Shields, many of the lives that they use are just seen as weapons.
So this is a person? Or was a person?
Varnus just kind of looks over at Torin. Something like that.
So what do you think it means?
Well, I don't have all of the information, but I think we know what direction to start looking in. I think you know what I'm trying to say, Torin.
No, I don't.
Torin, I'd like you to make an intelligence saving throw.
Saving throw?
Saving throw.
Hey, you get +4 to that, right?
From what?
From your paladin thing? Your aura or whatever?
Does that work on me?
I thought it did, but...
Let me read. Did not roll well.
All friendly creatures, including you.
Yeah!
Hold on, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I'm sure there was a time.
It's
For another
you can hear my
Yeah,
my thing keeps going off. Yeah, it's her sock.
And if that mockingbird don't
Can I roll for a save?
I rolled
Hearing
a
that.
7 + 4. I'm sorry.
11.
Hey,
I'll
11.
wring that bird's neck. Was that the line from the Eminem song?
Man.
And 11. Okay, that's good enough. John, are you still able to hear?
Yes, I'm just muted because it keeps going off and I don't
Okay.
know where it's coming from. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. All right. So, John. Not John. Torin, not John. So, Torin, as you're sitting there and having this moment of confusion and just bafflement, and this moment of bafflement, you just sit and you think and you try and think hard, and like a twig snapping under too much weight, you feel something crack inside of you. As you have this moment of clarity, this one singular moment with Varnast pressing you on this thing, a moment comes clear to you. As you close your eyes, you can feel yourself fall over onto your bed. Barnett, you immediately go to grab him and make sure it doesn't fall on the ground as he goes limp. As you open your eyes again, Torin, all you feel is anger and hate. Chaos and bloodshed is all you want. All you want to do is devour, but you are caged. You are trapped. You want to break these shackles and create carnage. But he won't let you. He's not allowing you. The man who walks around the cage. The man with a wreath of flame for a head. You can see him pacing around in a circle. You can see him smile at you and say, "You will do great things for us. Earthbreaker, you know that, right? Great things for him. These people, they're weak. And you will crush them, do you understand?"
Is this inside of my head?
Yeah, this is like a memory playing back. As you feel yourself sort of grunt in agreement. As you breathe and look down at the man, you don't know his name entirely. All you know is that when you are with him, you are on the hunt. Always hunting, always devouring. With that, the cage you can feel topple and turn as you are unleashed. As the man with the wreath of flame atop his head shouts at you to go, to attack, to kill for your great lord. As you run into battle, creating carnage and death, you are happy. You are fulfilled. In a moment, you immediately snap back as you take 45 points of psychic damage from this massive memory that comes back, this cognitive dissonance between whoever that thing was and who you are now. It just doesn't makes sense. It is two puzzle pieces that do not fit together that your brain insists on smashing together until they fit, as you just feel your brain like hemorrhaging from the pain as Varnast is currently holding on to you.
Yeah, his eyes shut, and he's just gritting his teeth, and he's just going to shove whatever's in front of him away.
Oh, God. Varnast, you're grabbing onto him, and he immediately pushes you away.
Torin, what's happening?
I don't. I don't know. And his eyes are just closed, and he's grabbing his head with both of his hands. And he just can't open his eyes. It hurts way too much. And he's gonna fall to his knees and kind of like, from anger and like from the pain, just punch the floor as hard as he can. Just maybe relieve the pain, but it doesn't help.
I think Varnast is gonna run up and try to apply 5th level Cure Wounds to him.
Okay. Yeah. 5th level Cure Wounds. It definitely helps with the pain, but that cognitive distance is still there, Torin. 27 HP, so.
I remembered something.
What did you see?
Saw a man with a wreath of flame above his head. And he commanded me. All I felt was anger. And like I wanted to kill. My head hurts.
Powerful magic has made its way onto you.
You can see Torin finally opens his eyes, and there are tears running down his cheeks. And he just looks up at Varnast and goes, What's happening to me?
I don't know. I can only guess at this point. I think you're trying to push past a magical barrier that someone doesn't want you to push past. Your body's fighting it.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to push you.
I got smacked him around by a giant dragon the other day. I'll be fine. What do you need me to do?
I don't know. And you can see that like there's a legit fear in his eyes. And he just says, I'm scared.
You're not alone in this, Torin. You have nothing to fear with all of us at your side. You know we're with you, right?
He just looks at the ground as you say that. Torrin's going to just sit down on the floor, right up against the bed, and just his hands in his head in his hands.
Varnast will take a seat right next to him.
And on that note, as Torrin, you feel this constant pressure, this cognitive dissonance, these two things that don't make any sense together, fighting for control. You at least feel a little better knowing that not just Varnast, but the rest of the people in this building with you stand at your side. As you sit there wondering and pondering what this means and what it means for your future and for the friends around you, that is where we're going to go ahead and end tonight's session.
Oh my gosh.
Remember how Torrin was so happy when he joined?
I missed something bad, didn't I?
Yeah.
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 Torrin discovered that he was pretty much used as a weapon. Yeah, he was like he was just kind of like pretty much like a slave who had like no consciousness. He was just a tool for destruction.
Aww.
Yep.
And he took 42 points of psychic damage.
Yeah.
as he
Yeah. as he
remembered something.
Oh man.
I've
Yeah.
had memories like that flood me when I'm trying to go to sleep, and I remember like, the embarrassing thing from 5th grade. And
Oh man. Alrighty. Well, thank you so much for watching, everybody. Like I said, that's where we're gonna end tonight's session. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for the Isles of Iverion. Who knows? Might see some familiar faces tomorrow from tonight's session. We also check in next Tuesday for the adventures of the Salamander Coast as they deal with the sort of final session, maybe session and a half of the heist of Bromsgrove, preventing the heist, and then or tune in next week for the continuation of the Explorers of Efera and the conversation they need to have with Morgonix about what's going on, and some weird stuff. Oh yeah, I'm very excited for the weird stuff. So make sure you're here next week for the continuation of the Explorers of Efera. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.